Welcome to the Triple Play Sports Podcast with your hosts, Christian Perino and Tristan Barnes.
Today is July 27th, 2026, on a beautiful Monday afternoon in San Diego, and I'm here with Tristan Barnes, and we are going to talk baseball and football, college football, all the above. Even if you guys watched our podcast on Friday, or a mini podcast about LeBron James, definitely check that out on YouTube and Spotify. Tristan, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to get another podcast in today. Just like last Monday, we are going to cover some baseball, some standings, general, information, and then we're going to get into college football again, where we'll cover two mystery teams. So that'll be exciting. Last time we did Penn State and Wisconsin, both of the Big Ten Conference. I'm not telling you what we're doing now, but it's definitely going to be exciting.
Yeah,
So
you'll
let's get
just
into
have
it.
you have to stay watching the podcast until the end. But I want to start with MLB. There has been a lot of news, but some playoff changes, some teams that are going to be buyers or sellers. And right now, I will be going over the AL standings as usual, and Tristan will be going over the NL standings.
Sounds good.
So today we are going to do the top two teams in each division, the teams that are behind the number one team. So to start in the AL East, my division with the Yankees and Rays. Right now, the Rays are edging out the Yankees by 3 games. The Rays are 62 and 43, and the Yankees are 59 and 46, 3 games back of the Tampa Bay Rays. Then we move on to the AL Central, where the Chicago White Sox, who everyone thought was going to be super bad going into the season, are 2.5 games up of the Cleveland Guardians. The Cleveland Guardians are 54 and 53, and the Chicago White Sox are 55 and 49, 2.5 games up of the Guardians. Moving on to the AL West, we have the Rangers versus the Seattle Mariners right now in the division, and the Mariners are 1.5 games back of the Rangers. The Rangers are 53 and 52, and the Mariners are 52 and 54, and that is the AL standings right now.
Yeah, and I'm about to go over the NL, which I think is fairly more competitive and more intense than the AL. No disrespect, but just top two teams in each.
Yeah,
Kind of
straight
blow out of the
facts.
water. Yeah, straight facts, as you put it. In the NL East, the Braves still lead the division at 62 and 43. One of the best teams in baseball. At second, they are coming for that tail end of Atlanta. It's the Philadelphia Phillies at 57 and 49 in the NL Central. It's the Milwaukee Brewers still atop of their division at 66 and 39, with the Chicago Cubs in second place, 59 and 46. In the West, still, unfortunately, it's the Dodgers at first with a 67 and 39 record, and the Diamondbacks in second place with a 55 and 51 record.
Yeah, and that's the standings right now. But I do want to break down how bad the AL has been. There's 3 teams in the AL East that are over 500, 1 in the AL Central, so that's combined for 4. Then you have only 1 more in the AL West, so that is only 5 teams that have a winning record in the AL. The team combination or the division versus the NL is not good. The NL always has been crushing the AL the whole season. It just looks like it's horrible out there. I'm really sad. I do want to point this out. The A's are fell down to 4th. They were one of the leaders in the division for a long time, but now Nicholas Jeffrey Kurtz finally came back off the IL and is now playing. Hit a home run in his first game back. And in the AL or the NL, there's so many more teams over 500. As you can see in the NL East, there's already 3 teams. Then you have the AL Central that has also they have 4 teams, so that's combined for 7 teams. Then you have in the AL West, you have the Padres at 500, which I'm going to count. That's another 3 teams. That's over double the teams that are over 500 in the NL than the AL. So it's just straight facts that the AL has been struggling this year.
Yeah, the last two champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers, unfortunately, they play their games in the NL, and that division, has been way more competitive, a lot more fun to watch. Yeah, I mean, I'll give it to the AL that their divisions are way more close
Yeah.
in terms of standings. That the AL West division might be one of the most tightly packed divisions in baseball. With the Rangers only, they're 52 and 53 and 52, and they're only one game ahead of Seattle.
Yeah.
In second place. So it's very, 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 very tight. So I guess anyone can make the playoffs theoretically, except
Yeah,
the Yankees.
theoretically anyone can right now. It's definitely much harder in the NL. Now we are going to move on to our triple play player of the week. I am putting you on the spot right now, but let me just go over mine real quick. Um, let's just go over how well some of our players have done over the past, especially some of our last Triple Play Player of the Weeks. Go back on our episodes and start watching them. You'll really like seeing who we pick Triple Play Player of the Week. If you guys do not know, is the best player from our opinions, and it definitely helps in fantasy baseball. So let me take you into this. I have a guy that not many people expected to do this good lately. Dylan Dingler. Dylan Dingler is um a Tigers player, and he has just been hitting dingers as of late. I just feel like this kid has been doing so awesome lately that there's nothing really stopping him right now. He was the leading scorer in fantasy this week for the games, and it just he has so much talent. This Tigers roster is so young, and he really has done so much to help the team.
Totally.
So if I can continue, I have Dylan Dingler, as I said. Let me bring up his stats for you. Dylan Dingler is an infielder, or the catcher, and he has been raking this season. He is batting 275 with 22 home runs. That average really shows how well he's been hitting the ball this past week. He he's just really, you look at his other seasons, there's nothing that comes close to him how he's been doing. So that is his standings and stats for him as of today. And Tristan, why don't you give us your triple play player of the week?
Yeah. This is just coming in now. I'm extremely sorry. I'm not able to do one. My internet is very slow. This is no excuse. I'm going into ESPN Fantasy right now, and I don't have anybody in mind. So
Yeah, you're
I'm
totally good.
genuinely sorry. We're getting new internet in our house, I think, pretty soon. So yeah, I'm not able to do one today.
Yeah, you're totally good. Sorry to put you on the spot. I know we tried. We will be having a new format coming in later. Maybe we're trying to go on Friday, and you have to come and watch it. You'll be able to see us in person and watch us from Spotify and YouTube. Tristan, now, why won't you go over your college football team? Drumroll, please. It is the SEC football division. And Tristan, why don't you lead us off?
Yeah, I chose the Florida Gators. So last podcast, Christian obviously chose the worst team. I mean you know,
Yeah.
worst team, compared to mine. I chose Penn State, he chose Wisconsin. We both did the SEC. I'm choosing the Florida Gators, and he is doing the Texas Longhorns. Obviously, there's a humongous difference in competitiveness between the two teams. So let's get into it. The Florida Gators, were not good last year. DJ Lagway and their coach could not pull it together. They were very sucky. I think they went like 4-8, 3-9, or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now they hired a Tulane coach, John Summerall. He let his Tulane team do an American Conference Championship and a spot in the college football playoff, where they eventually lost to Tulane. I mean, they lost to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go over Florida's roster. They run a spread offense, a 3-4 defense, and some standout players and their schedule. At wide receiver 1, they have Dallas Wilson. At wide receiver 2, transfer Eric Singleton. I will cover him later. Wide receiver 3, Vernell Brown. Left tackle, Emeka Warji. Left guard, Kenijin Harris. Tackle, Harrison Moore. Transfer right guard, TJ Shanahan Jr. Right tackle, Caden Jones. Transfer tight end, Luke Harping. Transfer quarterback, Aaron Philo. And running back, Jaden Ball. Now in the defense, they have defensive end, James Conran or Camram, and their nose tackle is Joseph Mbachu. Defensive tackle Brendan Bett, Jack linebacker. I think this is like an optional position. Jaden Woods. Will linebacker is Miles Graham. Mike linebacker is Jaden Robinson. Sam linebacker is Aaron Childs. Left cornerback is Kamari McLean. Left cornerback is strong safety is Bryce Thornton. Free safety is DJ Coleman. Right cornerback is DeJohn Johnson, and nickel cornerback is Kanye Clark. I definitely mispronounced that name.
Yeah,
But
Florida
yeah,
has a great team, as you said. Why don't you go over how you think their 2027 season is going to go?
I don't think, they're in a very, very, very tough SEC conference. I don't think they're going to handle the big dogs, your Texas team that you're covering, Georgia, Alabama, LSU, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to go over their schedule and their star players. Week 1, they have versus Florida Atlantic. That'll be an easy W. So the next week against Campbell, FCS school.
Mm-hmm.
Week 3, having to go on the road at Auburn, the War Eagle. I think it's going to be a loss. I like quarterback Byron Brown and their head coach from USF. They did really good last year. Versus Ole Miss, that's going to be a loss. Trinidad Chambliss and Pete Golding, their coach, and Kawan Lacey they have a very star-studded cast, and I think it'll be a win for Ole Miss. At Missouri, that's going to be a loss. Missouri is always very competitive, despite being one of the lesser-known teams in the SEC. Versus South Carolina at home, I will give them the win because they still got to have some conference wins, and South Carolina usually has a couple trap games that they lose every year. At your Texas squad, that's gonna be a loss. It's pretty obvious. So will the next weekend against Georgia and versus Oklahoma. And at Kentucky, this is a very 50-50 game. I think they could win this one. However, I think quarterback Kenny Minchie will do it at home, and Kentucky's going to win. So that's a loss for Florida. However, they will recoup the next week against Vanderbilt and have a W, but lose the next week at Florida State, their rival. So 4-8, a very developmental season. Johnson Morrell's first big job in the Power Four. It's going to be hard. They're only going to win 2 conference games. So, but I will go over their star players all on offense. I've noted.
Mm-hmm.
At wide receiver, it's Vernell Brown. Last year, he had 40 catches, 512 yards, and 0 touchdowns. But he was one of the leading receivers for this Florida squad. Running back, he was a national. I think one of the players of the year. He's projected to be a first-round pick. Jaden Ball. He had 220 carries, 1,170 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He is amazing. He will definitely go in the first round of this year's NFL draft. And Eric Singleton, transfer receiver from Auburn. He didn't have his best year this year, but it was still notable. 58 receptions, 534 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And those are the star players for Florida.
Yeah. And now I will be going over my Texas team. I do want to give it up for Tristan, though. What an amazing breakdown of the Florida Gators this year. Let me start. So we're talking about Texas entering the 2026 season with sky-high expectations this year, as we know. Their head coach has built one of the deepest rosters. They went 10-3 last year, and the Longhorns looking to prove that they belong on the top of the SEC and the back or front of the conversation of the college football playoffs this year. It all starts with their quarterback Arch Manning. He enters the season with the biggest season of his career because he can be one of those guys that goes really high in the draft this year. He's expected to be if not the best quarterback in the league this year. Around him he has explosive playmakers like Ryan Wingo at wide receiver and one of the most talented defensive teams in the nations. Um, as an SEC team, they need to be on the top. But here's my biggest question: Is whether Texas has enough talent in which Arch Manning can play up to his expectations and can win a Heisman Trophy this year? Can they bring home the college football playoff championship to Texas again? They really need it, and I think they definitely have what it takes. Now, let me go
Totally.
over their biggest strengths. They have elite quarterbacks, and we already know that. They have outstanding receivers and dominating pass rush, a great defense, and their head coach, Steve, he has an amazing offensive system that really will put them in the biggest winning percentage and everything like that.
Totally.
So now let me go to my player watch. Here's my best players, in my opinion. Arch Manning, quarterback number one. As we know, this guy is a stud, and I have him winning the Heisman Trophy this year as an early prediction. Then we have Ryan Wingo, who is probably one of the best wide receivers in the college football right now. He is insane and is a great playmaker. Colin Simmons, edge rusher. This guy will get to their quarterback and absolutely crush him super hard. Then we have Hollywood Smothers. He is the running back, and this guy's explosive, elusive, and lives to get hit. Then we have Kobe Black, DB, and really a guy you don't want to throw the ball to, or he's going to pick that ball off. Now, let me go over my last couple things. My 2026-2027 record for Texas. This is a team that could go undefeated, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. To start it off, you have Texas State versus Texas, 1-0 for Texas. Texas is blowing Texas State out of the water. Ohio State, Texas. What a tough game for you as an Ohio State fan. How it ended last year, I still don't think, even though as much help as Texas is getting, they're going to win this. I don't think they're going to win this game. This is going to be one of their games they're going to lose, and I don't know if they might lose even one more in the season. They go 1-1. UTSA, they're going to blow them out. Then you got Tennessee. Tennessee is going to be a great team this year. We're definitely going to go over them later sometime in a different podcast. But I do think Texas is going to beat them, even though Tennessee's at home. Texas is 3-1. Texas plays Oklahoma at their away. Texas has to play at Oklahoma, and I think this is going to be a tough game, but I still think they're going to win this game. They go 4-1 now to start their season. They've played 5 games so far. They go 4-1. Now we go to Florida, the team you just did. It's an early noon game, and I think Texas is going to beat them. As you said, Florida is going to have a rough year. It's going to be learning, but I don't think so for Texas. Texas, this is the year they have to capitalize on. Even though they have to play Ole Miss, it is at a home game. Texas is at home, and Trinidad Campbell Chambliss and their running back Kyron Lacey. I still don't think they're gonna lose against this team. So 6-1 goes Texas, and they are looking like one of the top in the SEC. Then they have Texas versus Mississippi State. I don't think this is a question. Texas is going to beat them. They go 7-1 now. Texas plays Missouri, and I think Missouri is going to lose this game by a little bit. It is at home. I think Missouri is going to be a really good team this year, and I don't want to sleep on them. But still, 8-1 goes Texas. Now they have to play LSU. LSU is going to be a really tough game, but I still think they're going to edge it out. They go 9-1 to go in the season, 10 games in. They have their last game, Texas A&M. Can they finish it strong at Texas A&M? And they will. They will go 10-1. I think they're going to finish 1 or 2 in the SEC championship, and I think they will win the SEC championship depending on who they play. And that is my breakdown of Texas. They go 10-1, losing to Ohio State in this season.
I think you forgot a game. There's, obviously 12 games college football, so I believe that'll be 11-1, based on what you're saying, on Texas' schedule. But yeah, very, very, very good team. We'll definitely have a high seed in the college football playoff. Yeah, if they're gonna lose one game, hopefully it's gonna be against my Buckeyes. So I would
Yeah,
like to see that.
I'm sorry, I did miss the Arkansas game. They will go 11-1 based on how Arkansas played last year.
Totally.
Tristan, it has been a pleasure talking to you. A good 20-minute podcast. If you guys don't know or you're not following us, make sure you hit that follow button on Spotify and hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Do both if you can. Tristan, great talking to you. We will be on Friday for a mini podcast. If you guys do not know, we will be going on and posting these podcasts Mondays and Fridays, probably in the afternoon, and that will be it. Tristan, always great talking to you. See you soon.
See ya.